G'day guys, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. We are back in the camp. We're camping from Moonrise Towers because we're about to have some kind of a chat with Isabel and Aelin about what's going to happen next. Assuming that we are going to try to catch up to the Absolute's army and try to maybe slip by, or I guess we wouldn't really be fighting the army, but we would probably be, trying to slip by to try and get to Baldur's Gate. Now, we have been rocking the party that we have at the moment for quite a while, and I'm really keen to try to mix things up because, we've had particularly Shadowheart with us for the longest time, and I do want to switch her out to someone else. So we're going to do a bit of a mix-up of the party. I don't know if I'm going to spend too much time equipping people. I might do that another time, but I do want to do some level ups, and there are a few people who might have a couple of levels to do, maybe even 3, so we'll need to sort of go through that. I have done a little bit of looking around at what's available to us. So for ourselves, I mean, this is kind of interesting, this hide in plain sight, though I don't know how useful it would be. We don't really do stealth attacks that much, and I suppose it might be good to hide in plain sight if we had a lot of hostility against us and we were trying to get enemies to sort of break off. Plus 10 to stealth check, so, it would almost make it certain that you would be able to get a stealth attack in. I feel like it would be so much more useful to have something like this for Astarion, but anyway, it is something that we get, just as a free thing as part of this level. So let me know what you guys think about this hide in plain sight and when would be a good situation to use it. I'd be kind of curious to find that out. But anyway, let's move on. So favored enemy, I'm going to go with Sanctified Stalker just to give us a little bit of proficiency in religion. We've had a lot of religious checks or religion checks. And yeah, the Sacred Flame, not really that exciting to be honest, but, I guess it's nice to have it. And then in terms of our resistances here, so I think I'm going to go with Wasteland Wanderer. So we're resisting poison. And the reason why I'm choosing that is mostly because, well, assuming we're about to arrive at Baldur's Gate sometime very soon, again, I'm making a very big assumption there. We could be dealing with a lot of enemies that might cast poison on us. Maybe we're going to be exploring the slums or sewers or, those sorts of areas. I don't really know if that's going to happen, but I'm just sort of thinking ahead and preparing for it. So, with replacing spells, I remember I had a spell that I wanted with me that I didn't actually find when I was, in combat, and that was the Conjure Barrage. So I want to make sure that I get that in this time. Perhaps maybe I just didn't do it properly last time, but yeah. So that's going to be our level there. We'll level the rest of the characters that we're not going to, bring with us, just because we can. So we've got this new feature here, Empowered Evocation. Your grasp of evocation magic has tightened, and you can add your intelligence modifier to damage rolls with any evocation spells. Okay, interesting. More interesting though are these cantrips, and I think after considering everything, I do quite like the idea of using Shocking Grasp as a cantrip. This probably does a little bit more damage if the enemy itself is still full HP. So I think maybe having straight up a little bit of extra damage is a bit better. Yeah, I think this is maybe a good one. Isn't this the one where... No, I was maybe thinking of a different spell, the one that you can sort of recast. Or is it better to do Toll of the Dead? I'm not sure, but I like the idea of a lightning mage, so I'm gonna go with that. Again, not overthinking things, because as I keep saying, we can always respec if we need to. And in terms of our new spells that are going to be available to us, I think I'll go with Cone of Cold, and I do want to bump things down a notch in terms of like the spell level that we can cast. And I'm thinking of taking Lightning Bolt. I don't have that yet. And I'm just trying to think of whether or not there's anything else that we want. I mean, Counter Spell would be nice as well, but Will has that. We want Gale to have it as well. One thing I haven't really looked at is this Phantasmal Killer. Haunt a creature with its worst nightmare. It takes 4 to 40 psychic damage per turn, cannot move, has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. It does require concentration though, and that's kind of reserved for haste, because we often cast haste. Yeah, I think I'll go with these two. I'm pretty happy with that. So in terms of spell preparation, again, because a lot of these things are a bit situational, I'm going to take out... see, invisibility, you never know when we'll need it until we actually get into a bit of combat, so maybe I should leave that there. I am going to take out Cloud of Daggers, though, because I find myself not really using that lately, since we've got other bigger damage dealing spells. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. Minor Elemental, perhaps maybe I could take that out, although I do quite like the idea of having it in case we need it. Hold Monster. Yeah, I haven't really used it, have we? And again, it is a concentration spell, so perhaps maybe we can take that out. But yeah, let's get Cone of Cold in, and Lightning Bolt in. And do we want to swap things out further? I don't know. Let's keep Hold Monster in there just in case. We do have all of our level 5 spells though, and we probably won't be able to use all of them in a, in one combat situation. But yeah, I think that's a decent combination. So let's accept. And moving on to Shadowheart. So this was a really, really interesting thing that popped up when I was looking at it prior to recording. Divine Intervention. You can cast Divine Intervention to invoke your god's aid. Once used, this can never be used again. And not like, something that you can reuse during long rest. No, literally this is a one-time deal. Call upon your deity in your moment of greatest need. Once they interfere, your deity will never do so in this manner again. The caster can only use this feature once in their adventure. So this is like a big get out of jail free card that we would be able to play, provided we've got Shadowheart in the party. But we'd be able to use this. I don't know, is this something that, like, she would have to be the person to interact with someone, for instance, to be able to use Divine Intervention? I'm not 100% sure how that works. But, yeah. I don't know how to think about this, but I feel like I need to wait for a very, very crucial moment to use it. And I don't know what that moment might be. Anyway. Moving on, so we get another cantrip here. I'm thinking out of all of these, One thing that I just don't know is with bursting sinew is whether or not the corpse that explodes will disappear. And I don't really want to take that if it does. But looking at total damage output, I think Toll the Dead is probably a bit better anyway, so I'm going to take that. And in terms of our spell preparation, so let's see. I think I'm going to remove Dispel Evil and Good. And instead, let's see. We want a good level 5 spell. Greater Restoration. Touch a creature and negate any charm, petrification, stun, or curse afflicting it. Could be good. We haven't really chosen any of the restoration type spells so far. Or I could go Insect Plague, just for a little bit of damage. The issue that I have is that it requires concentration. I think I'll go with... Greater Restoration, to be honest. Just to, you know, solidify the fact that we are a healer with Shadowheart. But she's not really the only healer that we've got in the party. In fact, we're building up Halsin to become a bit of a healer as well. So Jaheira, she's got a new cantrip, Twinkling Concentration, Constellations. Your starry forms are improved, the archer's damage and the chalice's healing are each increased by 1d8. The dragon gains the ability to hover and to fly at a movement speed of 6 meters. New wild shape, Dilophosaurus, maybe? Is how you pronounce that. Which could be interesting. So it has like a corrosive spit, and that can reduce enemy armor class. Kind of interesting. Out of these two, I think maybe Produce Flame is a better option. We can throw the flame for a little bit of damage, and we could ignite things with that. And in terms of her spell preparation, so we'll probably want to get Greater Restoration out of there and replace it with something else. We already have one level 5 spell, so we could probably take something a little lower. Let's see. Oh, there's not really anything that excites me that much. Maybe we go with Minor Elemental. Or Grasping Vines could be interesting as well, but I think that's decent. Let's accept. And I'm not really thinking too much about it because I think she'd be able to prepare her spells anytime anyway. So at this stage, it's time to pick the people who are going to be joining us on our adventure.
Well met.
So firstly, I do want to take Will.
I'd love to join, but...
And he's going to take Gale's place. We'll also go with Lae'zel.
Greetings.
And
the party's full.
She'll take
You'll need to make room.
Shadowheart's place. And we'll also take Halsin. Interestingly, Halsin is not in the camp. And I kind of need to go back to the towers to grab him. Now, strangely, when I did this last time, these pilgrims, like, reappear, and for whatever reason, you know, the fight has continued. But I'm just gonna leave them to their own devices because the quartermaster will be able to
I
you know,
swear,
wipe
I
the...
can already feel a change in the air. Like the curse itself knows its time is short.
I was gonna say wipe the floor clean with them, so that should be fine.
You are
Wholesome,
blessed with several companions as it is. Perhaps
you can take
As you
Jahira's
wish.
place.
ready at your side.
Okay, so now we are ready to rumble. Let's just go back to the camp. Again, we are going to do a long rest before we go anywhere, but we'll continue with the leveling process. And some of these guys have a few levels to get through, so we'll try and go through them as quick as possible. So, a new spell for Will, and I'm thinking of doing Flame Strike. Eldritch Invocations, so... very tempting to get Repelling Blast, purely because a lot of people in the comments have been saying this is, you know, really good, but I don't know. I guess I might go... I might go with something a little bit different. Maybe Otherworldly Leap, although, you know what? Maybe I should take the advice. I was thinking of getting Otherworldly Leap because, you know, you'd be able to just essentially cast this without expending a spell slot, which is quite useful. And, you know, we can cast it on various people to, you know, get them across, you know, different types of terrain and all that sort of stuff. Different heights and whatnot. We could use Wholesome to cast, like, Grunt Flight or whatever instead, right? So it's not really too much of a big deal. Yeah, I will take Repelling Blast. I'll follow the advice. I just need to be careful about chasms, though, because I don't want to accidentally push people off chasms and not being able to, you know, get loot from them. So... and spells. So we do want to think about replacing spells. I might take Misty Step off and replace it with something else. I feel like I haven't really used Misty Step that much for Will. Plus, we're building him to be a bit of a melee fighter anyway. So we do want him in the front, so to speak. And I guess I can give him like another offensive spell. Not sure what would be good, but perhaps maybe we can give him like a level 5 spell here. And that would be good. Hopefully. Does he have another level 5 spell? I think in this view you can't exactly check on what else he has. Or hang on. No, I can check that from here. Yeah, he doesn't have a level 5 spell currently. So yeah, that looks good to me. Okay, so we get another cantrip here, and we've also got Fiendish Resilience. Choose a damage type and become resistant to it. You can pick a new damage type each short rest. Okay. You only have one type of resistance at a time. So I guess this is something that you would use if you know that you're dealing with a certain type of damage or incoming damage. Interesting. I'd have to take a look at how that's performed exactly. Maybe there's just another sort of spell or ability that gets added to the quick bar. And with our cantrip, I'm interested in using Booming Blade. And our next spell that we can learn... Kind of confused with what we should go with, but... Probably Wall of Fire. That sounds cool to me. And then, again, we get to replace spells here. Let's just double check that we've got everything that we want. I think I will keep Counterspell in there. Fire Shield. I could possibly replace that and have... yeah, okay, that really confuses me still. So we've selected this. So I guess maybe this is constantly prepared. Is that the way it works? Yeah, so confusing. Maybe we don't need to replace our spells in that case. I'm pretty happy with what we have. Okay, Lae'zel. Now, as you can see, she's still level 8. We've got, yeah, 8, 9, and 10. Basically 3 levels that we need to deal with here, but luckily things are pretty simple with her. So with the feats, I'm just going to do an ability improvement on Dex and Constitution, bringing them up to 14 and 16 respectively, and that should give us the benefits from both, obviously. So... let's continue, and I think in the next level we just get an overall improvement. So Indomitable, so whenever we have to do a saving throw, we can throw basically twice if we don't succeed, and we, you know, use the second roll, provided we don't succeed on the first roll, that is. And... new subclass feature here, improved combat superiority. So the superiority die turns from a 1d8, I believe, to a 1d10, which is really interesting. And then we get another couple of maneuvers here to choose from. I definitely want Riposte, so basically this is a reaction, so we can expend a superiority die to deal additional damage. And I was considering Commander's Strike, but when I selected this and I took a look at the action more closely, it does actually consume both your action and bonus action, which means that, yeah, this is probably not the best thing that we want. I guess it would make sense if we were a bit far away from the action and we wanted to command one of our allies to make the attack during their turn, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm not entirely sold, and instead I'm going to take a goading attack. The goading attack basically puts on a disadvantage onto your target. So I guess they miss more often when they attack. So I think I quite like that idea, and being able to do this both from range and from melee is good. And lastly, we've got Holson. So we've got a bunch of new spells. Again, we are building Holson up to be our healer. So with the Circle of the Land, I do want to focus on the forest, because we get mass cure wounds, which is always prepared as well, which is nice. And then we get to prepare spells here. So again, we probably want to focus on all of the healing spells, which we do have already, plus the mass healing wounds. I could take Greater Restoration if I really wanted to, but I think perhaps maybe we do still want some damage dealing options. So I think I might take Wall of Fire, to be honest. Yeah, that seems alright. I think we get a couple more slots, or maybe one more slot in the next level. So we'll take a look. So new cantrip, nothing really exciting here. I might just take guidance, just so that we've got another person who can do that. And yeah, so we do have one more slot for spells. We could perhaps do something like Entangle, maybe take Moonbeam out. Actually, I'll take Flaming Spear out because we did try that the other day and yeah, I'm not entirely convinced. So I'm thinking Entangle might be good because he's got the Woodward shield as well. So that might actually help. Yeah, the only problem with the Entangle is the fact that this makes it difficult terrain for our guys to traverse through as well, right? So, got to be quite careful in how we use that. Otherwise, we could take Conjure Elemental. Actually, maybe that's better. Let's get rid of Thunder Wave, and I want to get Conjure Elemental in there. Yeah, I think that's a decent combination. Looks good. Alright. And I think that's it for all of our leveling. And I was briefly sort of thinking, do we want to give additional, like, healing ability to Wholesome by stealing the amulet from Shadowheart? But you know what, maybe that's a little bit overkill. Let's not worry about that too much. He can just expend all of his spell slots to do all of the healing when we need to. So let's do a quick save here, and let's get the show on the road. So first things first, I can't remember if we've already had a chat with Isabel and Aelin, but I'm just going to do so now.
I can't believe it. I can't believe Aelin is here. And my father. I heard what happened. What he'd become. By killing him. You set him free. You set Aelin free. And me.
Well, I most certainly hope you didn't hear about all the stomping, because that was a bit brutal. I feel there is a great deal you haven't told me.
Not on purpose. Or not with the intent to deceive. I've been trying to make sense of it all. Ketheric Thorm was my father. He raised me to serve Selûne as my mother, rest her soul, had wished. He was everything to me, all my life. When an emissary of Selûne came to our little town, we were elated. Dame Aelin, daughter of the Moon Maiden herself. Tell me, do you believe in love at first sight?
I certainly believe you were starstruck, at least.
You sound like my father. But it was more than that. This was no mere attraction. It was love. Lucky for me, she felt the same way. But my father was skeptical. Aelin is immortal, after all. I understand it's strange. There's an imbalance between us, certainly. But I suppose loving Aelin felt the same as loving myself. It was natural. Then... and this is where I still need answers. I died. I'm not sure how, why, but all was black. Next I knew, I was being jolted awake. I smelled musty air, I saw shadows. And then my father's face. So changed. So hideously warped.
You shout boo. Yeah, he'd become the chosen of Merkel.
I didn't know that then, but I could see the change in him. He told me we'd be together now. Said that Aelin was dead. I couldn't speak. Could only run. I found last light within the shadows. Made a shelter there. Prayed my father wouldn't find me. By the time Jaheira came, I'd pieced together just enough to know I'd been dead 100 years. That my father was the source of the horrors plaguing this land, my home. I couldn't tell her who I was. I had to protect them, and myself, no matter what.
Understandable.
It's all out in the open now, and with my father dead, I have nothing to fear. Except for Aelin. She needs healing, rest. I'm grateful for your help, your friendship. I hope we won't intrude on your hospitality too long, but I'm grateful for a safe place to, well, just to be.
And let's have a chat with Aelin.
There you are. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation. Come closer.
What is it?
Feel my voice rattle your bones as I proclaim our victory. Moon Maiden Selûne, hear me. Ketheric Thorm, traitor, apostle of Merkel, is dead at last. My mate, Most High. Darling Isabel is safe and well. Safe and well, and returned to my embrace. Blessings upon the slayer of the Wicked One.
Well, I couldn't have done it without you.
We are a powerful party indeed. Faerun itself trembles at our touch. My darling Isabel says we will stay allied at your side. I am pleased to hear it.
There's still a great deal about you I don't know.
Pray, ask, and I will tell.
Are you really Selûne's daughter?
Do I not radiate with my mother's brightness, her glory?
Not exactly.
There can be no doubt. I am of her silvered flesh, her celestial womb.
How did you come to be trapped in the Shadowfell?
Ketheric Thorm, father of my one and only love, enslaver of Dame Aelin. Ketheric Thorm never did trust me, even when he worshipped the Moon Maiden. He was threatened by my love for Isabel, by her love for me. When she died, curse the day, the hour. We each of us mourned bitterly, but Ketheric's pain could be touched by no aid, no boundary. He turned to wretched Shah, the Lady of Loss, for relief, and she whispered into his ear, poisoning his mind. He and his loathsome advisor, Balthazar, lured me into the Shadowfell, claimed they'd found someone in need of my aid. There, they trapped me in their infernal cage. I was killed, murdered, made dead over and over and over by justiciars of every make and kind. I was reborn, for it is my nature. And Ketheric fed upon my immortality all the while. But lo, the brute is dead, and we live!
So, that might explain all of the scars that we're seeing on her face. Perhaps maybe, she's been revived over and over again after various justiciars went into the Shadowfell, you know, to prove their worth, so to speak, to Shar. And that was also when Ketheric aligned himself to Shar as well, right? And led the Justiciars, or the Dark Justiciars. It's all very confusing, the history of Wraithwyn, to be fair. Would your mother be willing to aid us in the fight against the Dead Three?
Why, she already has. She has brought her sword to your side, Dame Aelin. So mighty are her wonders, her great wisdom. Together, we will set this fair land free of tyranny and murder.
She seems very confident. Well, only time will tell what kind of help that they're actually going to give us. But it is time for a long rest, I think. So, no doubt there's probably going to be a few more things happening overnight. Just trying to see if there's anything that I have missed here. I don't think so. I think I've done as much as I can, at least. But I have this strange feeling that I might be forgetting something. Maybe not one thing, but a few. But look, it doesn't matter. Oh, hang on. Someone wants to speak. Oh, Aelin wants to speak to us again. Oh, yes, and how could I forget? I should have spoken to absolutely everyone before having a sleep. Maybe that's a better thing to do before speaking to Aelin. Just in case, you know.
You wanted something?
Greetings.
I guess most other people don't really have anything else to say, but...
Well met.
I guess I should just double check, you know.
Copper for your thoughts?
Can't really speak to Holson, though. Oh, hang on. No, he is there.
I would not linger in this land over long.
I swear,
Alright.
How can I help?
Let's chat with Aelin and... Did I check in with Astarion? I think I did.
What do you know about me? You spoke of my past, being chased by wolves. I told no one about that. Almost no one. But I certainly didn't share that with you.
There is nothing I can tell you that you do not already know yourself. They trained you well, trained you hard. Chiseled away any part of you that did not fit their plan. They made you forget.
I chose to do that. For the mission to protect Shaz.
Secrets. Yes, yes, that is an old song, girl. Your goddess cares more for her precious secrets than she does her devotees.
Get to the point.
When you freed me, you severed a bond between me and that dog, Thorm. A bond of pain. His, inflicted on me. When I laid eyes on you, I sensed a similar bond. You, tethered to two others. Someplace distant. Let me help you remember.
You feel Shadowheart's mind tug at the edges of your own. You know this sensation. She wants you to see whatever is about to be revealed.
Oh, okay, so she's opening up her mind to us. Yes, let's open our mind.
Your mind joins with Shadowheart's. Something pulls at you both, bringing you elsewhere. Teachings about Selûnite rites of passage, about how they would abandon their children out in the wilds and force them to find their way home. It seems that one child never came back. She was taken.
What? Who was that man?
You already know. Did you not see yourself in him? Do you not recognize your own blood?
My father. That was him.
That is him. He lives still. And your mother, too.
No. It can't be. I'm an orphan.
And who told you that? Your adoptive family? You are not to blame. You were young, impressionable. They took you because they wanted to break and remake you. But you are a child no longer. You are a woman. One who knows what must be done.
My parents. I need to save them.
And we will definitely help.
Your parents are with your abductors. You will need to return to their lair. But be warned. You may have once thought of them as comrades, mentors, friends, even lovers. They will all be enemies now. You have been forewarned for what is to come, but not yet forearmed.
Ooh. The Spear of Night. I thought that was cast into the Shadowfell.
I was able to retrieve it before it sank too far into Shah's umbral domain. Shah is quick to discard whatever she has no use for. I think you know that well enough. But I felt it call to me as I took flight. Whatever Shah calls her own, Selûne has equal claim to. They are one and the same. Their power is matched and mirrored. Take it. You will find it useful. What you do with it, that will be up to you. Same as before.
I'll need every advantage, it seems. Thank you.
A debt repaid. You returned my life unto me. Now go and claim your own.
It hurts.
Shah torments you still. What a spiteful creature she is. This will not stop until you take action. See that your parents' sacrifices are not in vain. Allow the Moon Maiden to guide you at last.
Yeah, okay, so I guess she is actually a Selûnite. They just kidnapped her and made her into a Shah devotee.
Come over here,
I suppose I should have a chat with Shadowheart before we continue any further. Let's do a quick save.
Aren't you a sight for sore eyes?
Wanted to talk about all that's happened to us.
Fine. What's on your mind?
Oh, okay. It's just the same thing. I wanted to talk about our relationship.
Of course.
Ooh, there are a lot of different options now. How are you faring?
Relieved. Terrified. Sick to my stomach. I can't keep my feelings straight ever since I spared Night Song. Defied Shah. I don't know what comes next. But at least I have you by my side. It's been a day.
Alright,
Scratch.
let's
Come here,
have that rest. I assume no one else has anything else to say, or perhaps maybe that's triggered different conversations.
So, it's a quest to free Shadowheart's parents, is it? And here I was, worried I'd be the only one with a difficult family reunion waiting in the city.
Yeah, it seems a lot of, hang on. Did I just
Well, hello.
skip
What
over?
can I do for you?
No, okay. It seems everyone has some kind of difficult relationship with Baldur's Gate, except for Lae'zel, perhaps.
Shadowheart was no true child of Shah, merely a captive. She must have her vengeance.
It's all about, like, vengeance and stuff with her. Violence.
Ah, my God! Quite the cozy setup you have.
Taken from the light to be raised in darkness. The truth is finally dawning. Shadowheart can follow its light, or she can retreat back into dusk.
Poor Shadowheart. She's been jerked around so much. I want to believe the gods keep this world balanced, but sometimes I wonder.
Hopefully that makes Shadowheart a little bit less prickly, you know, against all of her other companions.
I would not linger in this land over long, but...
Doesn't have anything new to add. What about Halsin?
I swear, I can already feel it.
Nope. I guess they haven't really been with us for as long as the rest of our companions have.
At least Shadowheart is armed with the truth now. May its keen edge draw forth whatever vengeance she desires.
Okay, so I think it's time for us to move on. Let's have that rest.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I'll just use one of our packs here. Okay, I find that a little bit funny that Halsin wasn't exactly sleeping on the mat itself. I think maybe that's a little bit of a bug. Anyway, it is time that we get the show on the road, I think. Oh, okay. Shadowheart has something else to tell us, so let us speak with her. Maybe it's another conversation with Aelin.
I've been lied to. My whole life. And I was gullible enough to just believe it. My parents are alive, and I have to save them. I think a part of me always knew that. A part that Shah denied to me.
Whatever you must do, I will be by your side.
Thank you. But I want you to refrain from foolish heroics. When the time comes, we'll be entering a nest of vipers. I couldn't bear to lose you. Not after everything. We'd better press on for now, and hope we're ready when the moment comes. But before that, there's one thing I need to see to.
And what is that?
You'll see for yourself soon enough. Just leave it with me.
Okay, cool. Well, let's move on. So, I suppose we just need to go out to Moonrise Towers from here. Actually, while we have Will in the party, it might be a good chance for us to get rid of some of our junk, right? We've got a lot of junk. Oh yes, that's right. Thank you to whoever told me that in the recent updates, we do have the inventory chest icon on the bottom left corner. I do need to start using that a little bit more and remember to use it, because, yeah, making our way to the chest all the time is obviously a little bit inconvenient. Let's just grab a few things that we can just get rid of. Tidy up the inventory. We've got so much stuff after fighting all of those guys at Moonrise Towers, so plenty of gold to be made. The question is, will Volo actually have enough gold to trade with us?
Quite the cozy setup you have here. I'll just make myself comfortable. Thank you so much.
So, Baldur, yep, and he's got 600 gold. So not too bad. And yeah, it seems like Lou's got a few bits and pieces as well, which we could throw into the mix. I don't know what to do with these runes, to be honest. Should probably just leave the runes at the camp, but... Oh yes, and then we've got the resonance stone. Anything else? A few odd bits and pieces. Oh, okay, yeah, that's way too much. That's way too much stuff. So... yeah, that's just a little bit over. That's fine. Or maybe we take one. Yeah, okay, that's good. Done, and let's see. I think what we want to do is... because there are traders in Moonrise Towers as well, the quartermaster should be there. We should be able to trade even more. So... let's grab a few more things, since we can.
Blade at the ready.
And we can probably give a few more things to other characters as well. So yeah, I'm gonna put the resonance stone there. And the rune slates as well. Yeah, all this stuff here. Plenty of things. Almost running out of weight for blue, so I think that's it. Lae'zel, you can carry a few things with you. Okay. Olsen. Yeah, armor really maxes things out. So perhaps maybe that's all we can do for now.
The pride of the
we
gate.
might not even have enough gold, but we'll try our best. Why do we have twisting vines here? Strange.
Horrible than you can imagine.
2 steps at a time.
You need to eat before we head off, alright? Yes.
Yeah, she's definitely managed to...
Best keep your hands to yourself.
Hang on.
You're being watched.
Yeah, my bad.
Perhaps the Iron Hands.
Yeah. I thought these were enemies, but anyway.
Just tell me what you need.
So let's see, how much gold do you have? Barter... Wow, that's quite a bit, actually. What is this thing? Gold Gloss Heraldic Helm. I don't know. I mean... it doesn't have an outline, so I assume we are good to sell it. So, got 995, yep. Let's keep going. Okay, we're just a little bit over now, so let's pull back on a few things. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. Oh, okay. Just a little over. That's fine.
Lady, light your way.
Okay. Now that that's done, let's just throw all this stuff back to the camp. We'll send that to camp as well. And
Assume nothing.
Speak to me.
let's just throw this to camp.
All's well that
Does Blue have anything that needs to go to the camp? Probably these things here. Yeah, looking good. Although, ever so slowly, we are gaining more and more weight. Oh no! Okay, hang on. I completely forgot to bring the fresh mind back to that device to have a chat with it. I think. Whoopsie. Lae'zel. Let's throw these in the book. And I might actually split one of these and give that to Holson. Do I need to have this on me? I'm not entirely sure. Ketheric's stone as well. I'll send all of our gold to camp. Okay. I think we're ready. So we need to go out this way. I could have maybe had a chat with the sister over there. We've got another trader over here. Mattis. I haven't really seen what Mattis sells, in fact. Maybe it's a good idea just to check in. In fact, they are upstairs. Are they? Hang on. Oh, Mattis is the kid. Yeah, okay. I'm sure he doesn't really have anything of use, but we may as well check in. Who knows? He might have gotten his hands on
second thoughts,
something.
I think we could be earning silver with this song. Maybe even gold.
Oh, okay.
On second thoughts.
They actually do change their tune a little bit after that long rest.
Oh, I hope I find a bard in the city. The kids would...
Alright. Is there anyone of importance here that I need to be speaking to further?
Thank you.
Okay. I don't think so. Let us continue our adventure. Did I end up taking the hidden treasure from back here? Probably not.
I'm glad that's still the case.
So let me just try and get to that hidden treasure. Is it this way? No, sorry. Other way. And we do need to do a little bit of preparing as well. Sturdy. I need some explosives or something like that, right? Maybe?
The pride of the gate.
Oh, hang on. No, I think I could do like Eldritch Blast. There we go.
Easy enough. Best foot forward.
Let's take a look.
Please.
Yeah, just a few ingredients.
Shouldn't
Okay. I think we're done. So let us head to the road to Baldur's Gate. Do we need to do anything at the Last Light Inn? Probably not.
We leave the heart of the Absolute alive. Thanks to you. You did well to defeat Ketheric. But Ketheric was only the first to fall. There are many more battles ahead, and they will not be so easily won. You will need allies.
Well, none of our allies have died just yet, so that's not really true. I already have allies.
You have the makings of a leader. Your actions have already inspired those around you. Jaheira's wisdom will be an asset to you on the journey ahead. Her harpers, too. Halsin's strength and loyalty will bolster you in times of need. But if we are to succeed, we will need others.
That's also what I thought here. Will there even be anyone left when we arrive in the city? Like, any more allies? I will build an army to rival that of the Absolute. Will there be anyone left when we arrive in the city?
Even if the buildings are demolished, there are always survivors. There are always those who will fight. Baldur's Gate may not know it yet, but its fate is bound to ours. Seek on its streets those whose purpose aligns with our own, and invite them to our cause. Together, we will put an end to the Absolute, the Chosen, all.
Okay. We didn't really teleport from out of there. I guess maybe it was something that was supposed to happen if we walked out of Moonrise Towers. Yeah, let's head that way.
Us on the road ahead. We can at least be proud that the Shadow Curse is no more.
Oh yeah, that's right. I almost forgot about the Shadow Curse. I'm just concerned, once again, that I'm maybe forgetting something. Well, again, don't know what I don't know, so if if I've missed anything, I hope you guys forgive me for that, because yeah, I'm not entirely sure what else there is to do. Progress your adventure. Once you move on, you may not be able to return. Make sure to tie up any loose ends before advancing. Maybe I should be looking at my journal. Like, none of these really say that I can't really do anything. Or I can't really do anything right now to progress it. I mean, we already did this. I don't know why it's not completed. Then searching for Mole. Again, I think this suggests that she might be in the city already. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything else. So, let's do it.
The curse has been lifted. The land's cleansed of the shadows. Ketheric's reign of living death is over. Your courage has been tested, and in this at least, you have triumphed.
Beautiful. I wonder if we could go back to Wraithwind and actually check out the place without all of the Shadow Curse being there. My guess is the answer is no, we cannot.
Sergeant, if you are here, I presume Wern's Rock is secure, and preparations for my inauguration are complete.
No, Lord Gortash. We were interrupted. Another quake in the lower city. More severe this time.
So you came cowering to my chambers? I'm flattered, Sergeant. But even I cannot command natural phenomena to cease.
Forgive me, my lord, but there is panic in the streets. The people are afraid.
Perhaps the people would be calm if you kept your nerve. I expect better from the Flaming Fist than to run scared from a slight tremor in the earth. Get back to your duties.
Duties, duties, duties. Patrolling and saluting and following and bowing and scraping. Yes, sir. No, sir. Rip and cut your throat, sir. Your plan is falling apart, lordling. Give me a reason not to cut you to ribbons.
Control yourself, Orin. We need to focus on reuniting the stones or the brain will break free. These quakes are just the start. Neither of us expected the Prism Bearers to kill Ketheric. They'll be traveling to the city. Let's make sure we give them a Baldurian welcome.
I itch to peel you, to split your skin, to see your skull shine in the light. Little tyrant. Lucky for you, I harvested a whole family of living flesh in Rivington at high sun. They will sate my blade thirst tonight. Oh, but tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, my blades will thirst again.
Beyond the campsite, the city waits in uneasy silence, one sleep away.
So, one thing that I've noticed with a lot of our guys is everyone's looking a little bit raggedy, except for us. We've got some nice clothes on. Like, should I be giving people, like, clothes?
Oh, enough waiting. I crave blood.
Possibly. Alright. Perhaps maybe I shouldn't have done a long rest, because we seem to be forced into a long rest right now. Let's...
Always room for more.
Grab stuff. Why not? I mean, more supplies. Yes, please.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
Climb down, and I'm not entirely sure what to think of this entire situation. Perhaps maybe we're just on the outskirts of Baldur's Gate, and there's a bit to do out here before we even arrive? Or are we going to be in Baldur's Gate immediately after this night? Maybe. Alright, so... Jaheira has decent clothes. Everyone else seems to be... Yeah. Especially Will. He doesn't look like too comfortable in what he's wearing. I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking for them. Right. I suppose we should check in with everyone, but considering what we've already been through, I might call the episode here. Actually wasn't keeping track of this one, so I'm not entirely sure if this has been an hour or not, but we'll get back into a few more, you know, pieces of story and dialogue in the next one, and hopefully some adventuring in that one, because we barely did any in this one. Thanks for watching, drop me a like down below if you enjoyed it, stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one.